I've been to a number of conventions about racing recently. On some occasions I've been honored to be invited to share my views. The one thing I find overwhelming is the constant reference to the industry. Everything revolves around the business of racing, and it seems our sport is in danger of being hijacked by venture capitalists. For the purpose of this greeting to our colleagues around the world, I shall leave sermons on the importance of the turf and the economic scheme of things to the solemn people. They will tell you racing is a big industry. It is.
Pierre Jourdain has come alive on the inside with 200 metres to go. Pierre Jourdain moved in on the inside. Havesh is trying to chase. Galileo's Galaxy's after those on one advance. Flying Tristram behind that. But Pierre Jourdain's got the class to win the first leg of the Sascop Triple Crown. Pierre Jourdain.
But I've had conversations with strangers in car parks and taxis who'll tell you they'll never forget what Pierre Jourdain did today. That Mike de Kock is smarter than Einstein, or that Lafferty is funnier than Groucho Marx. Money has little to do with these conversations, and you'll never hear them say, "Hell, I had fun watching the industry today." When horses or those that ride or train them do rare things, they make the beholders feel good.
I tell you, I think my heart was racing faster than Pierre Jourdain was going in the last 200 metres.
Well, another great advertising opportunity for the country's leading breeder, Summerhill stud. They bred the winner of the Fillies Guineas and also the Colts Guineas on the same day. And no wonder they're the top breeders.
It's like winning the lotto, isn't it? He suddenly bought a horse for 60,000. This is a £1 million race.
And they've got a champion race this year.
Pierre Jourdain is in the middle of the course, and he's looking to close him down. Pierre Jourdain going for all he's worth. Pierre Jourdain's going. He's going all the way. He will not be denied. Pierre Jourdain, he's home and he's won it here. Pierre Jourdain, the winner. What a tremendous victory.
At Summerhill, we've introduced thousands of people to the world of bloodstock breeding. The Germans make Porsche, the Italians produce Ferrari. We breed racehorses, good ones. And we do everything ourselves. There are no licensees. The past year has been a gratifying endorsement of this policy, which blends old-fashioned values like artisanship and the mastery of traditional skills with a capacity for innovation. Every conceivable record in the breeding game has fallen to our runners in 2010.
Mbongi on the rail, Mbongi and Kalahari Gold. Mbongi's going home a little the better class, Will Tell, and Mbongi has won from Kalahari Gold.
It's Generous Anna and Fasani, these two at the stage. Fasani coming back at Generous Anna. Fasani and Generous Anna with on the outside Aldery. Fasani's going to get there. Fasani won the Fillies Guineas from Generous Anna. Aldery here to win.
It would not have been possible without the wisdom of the experienced and the energy of our youth. Brave young people giving their dreams a chance. The Summerhill story inspires that kind of bravery.
But Anton Marcus is now extricating that extra bit from Yellow Drums, and I think he's going to rewrite the Eastern Brooks Oceans Away. Yellow Drums has done it from Oceans Away, Kingston.
As I've said before, with us the breeding of racehorses remains an art. The difference though between us and an artist is that he can always tear up the canvas and start again. In horse breeding, when the harvest comes in, there's no turning back. And because of the competitive nature of our sport, with every vintage you have to come out and play the best game you can. Every time your horses step onto the course, there are any number of spectators commentating. That's why our choice of stallions is so critical. The Gossers have always believed in the primacy of stallions. As Bull Hancock once observed, a good bull is half the herd. A bad bull is the whole herd. Part of the process of underwriting your standards is the need for renewal and the never-ending call for fresh blood. The loss of Stronghold prompted a worldwide search for a horse to match these credentials. It was a strange void in the ranks of our residents that we never had among their number a son of Storm Cat, at the point of his retirement the most sought-after stallion in the world. The early promise of VAR and Tiger Ridge tells us that this is a strain made for South Africa, and in Brave Tin Soldier we couldn't have wished for a better credentialed representative.
And Brave Tin Soldier now comes to pick it up for Kieran Fallon as they race up towards the finish. Brave Tin Soldier going on from Invincible Force. Bazroy is third, and fourth home is Flash McGahan.
A $3 million foal, an elite juvenile, and a top-notch group quality miler with a classic heritage, he ticks all the boxes for us. Big, brave, brilliant, and bred in the purple.
And they're off in the cliffhanger stakes. Stride for stride with Pleasant Strike and Brave Tin Soldier. 5.5 from the lead. Kiss the Kid on the inside. Perfect Trip third. Vanquisher fourth on the outside. Pleasant Strike on the rail. And 2 more to Brave Tin Soldier. And Brave Tin Soldier into the stretch of the cliffhanger. A rally from Kiss the Kid on the outside. But here comes Brave Tin Soldier. Brave Tin Soldier. A final lunge on the outside. Brave Tin Soldier. Brave Tin Soldier. Up in time for Carlos Marquez Jr. in a cliffhanger.
His first 4 sires, Stormcat, Mr. Prospector, Danzig and Halo, every one a champion, produced 104 Group 1 winners between them. And it's a fair bet Hans Christian Andersen's Hero will enhance that number. You don't often get to produce a credible racehorse in a few years. Strategy in this game is more of a generational thing. We all know the Microsoft playbook. When others lock onto your taillights, you veer off into a new direction. And it has been our reasoning that, with most of our prize money concentrated at 2,000 meters and beyond, we're not doing enough to breed horses for this purpose. This was especially so at Summerhill, where most of our more recent stallions were sprinters. At the same time, there's been an awful lot of bleating amongst trainers and journalists about how the old-fashioned virtues of soundness, honesty and durability need to be reintroduced into pedigrees. That's fine. Breed to AP Arrow. He had those in bucket loads. In fact, AP Arrow has everything. A Princess pedigree, a world-class racing CV and $1.5 million in the bank. Tailor-made for the July.
AP Arrow's on the inside with a nose. Brass Hat driving on the outside. AP Arrow just there from Brass Hat. AP Arrow, Brass Hat, AP Arrow.
Speaking of purpose designed, Admire Main is a deliberate ploy at providing breeders with a material for the type to demoralize the opposition down Turpentine's punishing straight. Understanding our claim, though, demands a glimpse of his races on our website. Only then can you appreciate what a formidable galloper he was. And only then will you realize that, while Admire Main's record is uniquely Japanese, the Sunday Silence story is universal. Are you ready for the fireworks? If you're a Mullins Bay fan, you can light the touch paper. Even our sternest rivals will tell you he's delivered one of the best first crops our memories can recall. But that's not all. While his defining triumphs were at 9 and 10 furlongs, Mullins Bay's best performances were actually at a mile. Mike de Kock's statement that he was a Group 1 winner anywhere and a horse of surprising speed opens up any number of options to breeders. In the local context, Ravishing is a parallel case. Summerhill is not a fashion house, here today, gone tomorrow. It is our function to enable breeders to produce racehorses of enduring quality, a timeless animal of unimpeachable genes. Ravishing is exactly that. The best and the most expensive son of the best South African sire in history, he's a stunning creature from the very best of Highlands families. And he ran like he knew it. There's an old saying in business that if you want to run with the big dogs, you'd better learn to play dead. It's a good thing nobody told that to Solskjaer and Way West, because they are shouting from the rooftops. These two sons of the Southern Hemisphere's most successful sire of all time have both kicked off with black type runners straight out of the starting blocks. While you might have expected it of the quickfire Way West, his daughter Way West Goddess's crowning as the Highveld Junior Champion was nonetheless a welcome notch on what we expect to be a growing honour roll.
But it is Way West Goddess who's clear here at the Ruffian Stakes field, and she'll win it by 5 lengths in the end.
Solskjaer is a different matter. He was more of the classic variety, and those that bought his first progeny are more the type you associate with classic horses. Anything accruing to his juveniles is a bonus then. Yet he's arrived with a handful who've displayed the class at the shorter distances you might have expected only from a horse of their father's talent. Several of them carry group race engagements later in the season. We live in expectant times.
But Fidelis knows the business of the furlong to go, and it's Fidelis now starting to stretch away, goes on to score by
3. It's not the winning, they say in England, it's the taking part. Mercifully, Mutafal isn't English. His horses take part, and they win, as regularly at the best level as any.
Arabian Miss gonna pull off the Merchant. Arabian Miss comes through to win it.
We've often said it, but this man has to be, pound for pound, the most consistent getter of sound, quality racehorses there is. He and Cahal have spearheaded the return to the glory days of breeding in our region, recalled by the Ellises of Hartford, the Labistours of Dagbreek, Joyce Tatham and Harry Barnett.
Here to win, Spice Gold is chasing on the far side. Here to win, Spice Gold, mighty close, maybe Spice Gold.
If there's one thing racing fans like more than a happy ending, it's a great comeback.
Noble Air hits the front the last 100, and Noble Air, this is a big victory.
KwaZulu-Natal's resurgence and Summerhill's elevation to the head of the nation's breeding affairs owes much to these two. Cahal is now close to fulfilling the prophecy of a man the world has come to regard as one of its best, if not the best trainer. While none of these things are cast in stone, Cahal's 3 Group 1 winners in the space of 2 months tell us he's heard the music.
And it's Chocolicious who put her head in front. Wayway's Goddess trying to go with her leg. Wayway's Goddess is coming on hard at Chocolicious. Chocolicious goes to Vale.
There is a sculpture in the Hertford House Gardens, a creation of the great Italian artist Verrocchio, and it dates to the 1420s. It owes its presence to an Italian prisoner of war, a former Tesio head groom, who spent his 1940s incarceration with the Ellis family. His advice to Raymond Ellis, the most successful owner-breeder of his time, was breed like you mean it, and he did, signaling an era of the Trente Glorieuses, the 3 decades of unprecedented prosperity. While the names have changed, the sculpture is still there, and a new era of prosperity has heralded itself. Summerhill has become the only entity in history to make it to the Equus Awards podium 6 years in succession in any category. So we agree, breed like you mean it. You don't want to be one of the 60,000 at the July. You want to be one of the 20 at the start. And that means taking your breeding operation from the chapter headings into the chapter itself. That's what we did. And it's what we've been trying to do for our customers ever since in the Stallions we stand. Conventional wisdom says small players can't compete with the big boys. It was this realization that we could never allow ourselves to be fettered by convention that gave us our break when we started out. For as long as we're in business, we'll continue to champion the cause of the little breeder. The name Summerhill has always been synonymous with good value and fair dealing. The mantra has been to stand stallions up there with the best, at prices down there where it matters. That's why our customers are still in business, and it's our business to see that it stays that way.